Good morning. Hello. Good morning, and welcome to the Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two bourbon whiskeys, both from east of the Mississippi River. This is the McKenna Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Sour Mash, established 1855. Well, yeah, there's a story on the back. In 1837, arriving from Ireland, Henry McKenna knew he had brought something special to the U.S. Okay, and it goes on, and then he started his distillery in 1855. But I don't think they made a product called Henry McKenna bourbon. This was introduced in 1961 by Joseph Seagram's company. So Seagram's introduced it in 1961, but they went kaplooey 29 years later, 39 years later, sorry. They closed. Seagram's closed down in the year 2000. And all their assets were sold off. Some of them went to Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill owns this now. They bottle it. They produce it and bottle it in Bardstown, Kentucky. Now the famous one is the Henry McKenna 10-year age, and that has a website page and everything about it. But this lowly old regular Henry McKenna is given no attention for whatever reason. Now I bought it for $8.99. True story, $8.99. Total Wine has it on for sale right now for $9.49. Your better value is the big handle bottle. Get cheaper per ounce. Henry McKenna, fruity and spice bouquet with hints of wood and earth. Fruity and spicy bouquet. This is the sell sheet. You know, these companies like Total Wine, they just typing it off, copying and pasting off of a sell sheet that they get. Fruity and spice bouquet. All right, with hints of wood and earth. Warm body flavor and finish with flavors of nuts and brown caramel. Sweet, long, enduring with notes of vanilla. No age statement, so we know it's aged at least 4 years, and it's in stock right now in Metairie, Louisiana. Here's some reviews for it. 6 days ago, surprisingly good, they say. Very good for the price. Great for mixers. This person just gives 5 out of 5 stars. So 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Now the total review score is 4 out of 5 stars and 80%. No so-so bourbon at a crazy price. No doubt the love affair people like me have with McKenna 10 has sent the price to the standard McKenna bourbon to the point of being ridiculous. For me, this is like a Jim Beam lower end product that has gained a lot of price by association. I give this 3 stars because it's a 3-star bourbon, but I wouldn't even consider it at this price. And I don't know what price he was looking at. He's in the Bay Area. We're still getting it for the low cut rate price. Bad customer service. Okay, well, it's got nothing to do with the product. Okay. 2 months ago, 5 stars. 4 months ago, 4 out of 5. Recommended for value-conscious consumers. Clear amber with ragged alcohol eggs, nose faint, charred oak, and some vanilla. Medium body, moderately long finish, simple but a good value. Oh, that's me. I wrote that one. Smooth and flavor rich at a bargain price. 5 out of 5, 5 months ago. McKenna, yes, very good bourbon for the price 6 months ago. So, as you can see, people like it. Colonel Lee bourbon. Yeah, I'd like to try all these bourbon brands, to tell you the truth, but it's just a matter of time. I got so many backstocked. Right now. It's craziness. It's really crazy. It's going to be years before I get all of them, and that is not a joke. And then if I give up hard liquor for Lent, which is almost certain, that's going to put me back 45 days. No big deal, you know, but it's a sacrifice. Not giving up liqueurs, that's different. That's I'm talking about official liquor, 80 proof or higher. Still going to be a sacrifice because I'm so used to doing Dawn Busters, right? On the average of 1 day a day, once a day, one each day of the week. It's 365 a year, but Here's the competitor. Kings County Distillery Peated Bourbon whiskey. It's peated. Now, the funny thing about this, sometimes you can detect the peat smoke, but most of the time you can't. All right, so this is $9.49. This is like $65 if you're lucky. Now, is it going to be $55 or more better? I doubt it, but we're going to see. It hasn't won a taste challenge yet, so I don't know why it would suddenly start winning, but I'm open-minded. I do try to be open-minded. Oh, that's too tight. Particle board cork. Press board cork. All right. Good. I'm going to moisturize that cork. All right. Now the Henry McKenna. Now, my friend David thought, yeah, it's okay. He bought a bottle for that price. But, you know, I wonder sometimes how he would address these if it was a blind taste test, if he didn't really know. Is he thinking in his mind, oh, it's cheap, so it's ho-hum, you know what? But I don't know, because he's never done a blind taste test, so I don't know what he would say. I'd be curious, though. Good morning, Ron, checking in, says Jeep and Foodie. Good morning to you, Jeep and Foodie. Caleb. All right. Well, like most of these taste challenges with this product, I did not need a tag because this one is deep copper and this one is just amber. So all you got to do is close your eyes, and when you open whatever one's darker, you know it's the Kings County. But I wasn't thinking along those lines when I made the tag. I need a little bit more Kings. Oh, you know what? I got to update my notes here. Good, that's enough. One more little drop. Forgot to put the proofs. The proofs in the pudding, as they say on television. $80 proof. All right. And the Kings County, 90 proof. 90 proof. And the Henry McKenna is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Age 4 years. The Kings County is just listed as bourbon whiskey. Doesn't say straight bourbon. Why is it not qualified as straight bourbon? It's aged at least 2 years. I really don't know. I'm gonna try to look at Tax and Trade Bureau again and see if there's something I'm missing, something I'm not understanding. And it's peated and it's 90 proof. $65 for a 2-year age bourbon. Ugh. Does that sound right? Does that sound right? $65 for a 2-year-old bourbon? And it's not even straight bourbon? I don't know. Something's funny about that. But it's peated. Now, it has a medicine bottle shape, like the bottle's shaped like a medicine bottle, similar to the MD 2020 wine, Mogan David wine. But, of course, Mogan David's a thinner bottle. Same size, 750 milliliters. But if you get the Mogan David, it's $4.99 for the bottle. Well, it might have gone up since this government-induced inflation. Most people I talk to have a hard time understanding inflation. Maybe I'll do that on a history, government, politics video. Inflation, because most people think it means prices are going up, but that's the symptom of the illness. See, it's like you have a cough, but there's something causing the cough. The cough is the symptom, not the illness. the rise in prices is the symptom. The illness is the flooding of the money supply with debt-based money, paper and coin money, neither of which have any actual value. Paper, linen is not worth money, anything, and they don't even use real metal for the coins. They use painted cheap metal. It's like dipped in silver. So those have no value. It's just based on the debt load of the United States government, the debt, and the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. In other words, the idea that the U.S. government will pay back the debt to the 12 Federal Reserve banks, plus interest. The Federal Reserve, as long as they're getting the payments every month, they're, like you buy a car, you make your payments, they're cool with it. Now, if they stop making the payments, that's called a default, which would crash the whole pyramid. It's like a house of cards. You pull the bottom out, it falls. So, but anyway, so we're assuming that the price is the same, $4.99 for the 750 of Mogan David 2020, but with the, like I said, government-induced inflation, we don't know. It could go up rapidly. But remember, the price increase is a reflection of the devaluation of the money. People will marvel and say, "Oh, golly, in 1935, you could buy a new car for $900." But in 1935, that was a lot of money. Cars haven't really gone up in price. The value of the money has dropped concomitantly with the. Now, of course, cars are more expensive today because of regulation. So I don't know what percentage of the price of a car is due to government regulation, but it's got to be a huge amount, which is a tax. Really, it's a backdoor tax on the consumer. A regulation is a tax. It's not a direct tax, but it's an indirect tax because they have a regulation. The company might say, "Oh, it's going to cost us $8 more to follow this regulation." Well, they're just going to charge $8 more for the vehicle. So the consumer, always pays for the regulation. You will always pay for the regulation. You will always pay for the increase in the minimum wage. Another fantasy in the minds of the American people. The fantasy of the minimum wage. Whatever goes up, the prices go up to conform with it. So if you say, I'm making $1 more an hour in minimum wage, well, you're spending $1 more every hour in your life. You haven't made up any ground. It's like taking a step forward, then taking a step back, and then claiming you got somewhere. You haven't gotten anywhere. No, not much aroma here. Some woody, not intense. That's not the right word. A deeper aroma here. So I think in my mind that the one in my left hand is the Kings County because it's a more intense, a more deep aroma, not intense. And it's 90 proof versus 80 proof. So that should make a difference. Question, will I be able to tell them apart? Answer, I think so. Question, will the Kings County price be justified? Answer, I don't think so. We'll be about to find out. All right. It's got to be the Kings County because it's just a fuller, bolder, deeper flavor by virtue of the higher proof. And they're probably using a thicker charred oak. Nice product. I gave it an A when I reviewed it. That has dropped down to an A- though upon subsequent tastings. Now, it's funny to me that people will tell me, oh, you gave this a 96, a beer, like, for instance. But on February 11, 2013, you scored the beer a 92. You need to establish consistency in your channel and so forth and so on. I'm like, A, it's strange that you would be looking that up, but you're probably strange. And B, you don't think people's taste can change over time? You don't think a product's quality could perhaps drop over time or improve over time? You don't think there's variables in this world? A variable, that's things that can change. So I usually consider those type of comments to be troll comments. It's somebody spoiling for a fight. You know, they're looking for something. I just don't give it to them. I just say, okay. Okay, Klingon 12, 9Z. That's probably your real name too, huh? Klingon 12, 9Z. And you have a picture of Donald Duck as your avatar. That's probably really you. That's probably who you are. But I got to answer to you. That's good. That's great. Havana's great. Like the guy telling me, your reviews lack credibility. He's using a fake name and an avatar of something. I'm like, yeah, sure. This is mild, mellow corn. Mild, mellow corn. It's not mellow corn, but it's from the people that make mellow corn these days. Mild, mellow corn flavor. Not necessarily that different from cornbread. Not as good as cornbread, but we all know, as we all know, cornbread is better than whiskey. And I'm unanimous in that. So if you gave me a choice, think fast. What do you choose? Whiskey or cornbread? I'm going to say cornbread, hot out the oven with butter on it. But whiskey's fine. Whiskey's fine. Cornbread's better. What's better, beer or coffee? What's better, beer or coffee? Tie. But I gotta have coffee because I'm addicted to coffee. Beer, I don't have to have. Not that I've skipped any days of drinking it since 1996. That's probably not true. I bet you there's 3 days. There's got to have been 3 days since 96 where I did not drink any beer. It's got to be. Can't remember, but seemed like I would have skipped some kind of way, but I can't say I'm addicted because I never stopped drinking it. Don't know. But coffee, if I don't drink coffee, I'll get sick. That's what an addiction is, you know. You don't drink it to enjoy it. You just drink it so you don't get sick. And that's what these heroin people do. The first time they take it, they're going to be a captain on a great big clipper ship and going to modify their life. And they've just made a big decision in all of this. But then you see it's the law of diminishing returns. With that product, opioid, the payoff decreases each subsequent taste usage, but the addiction level grows, physical addiction. So then it's not they doing it because they enjoy it. They're doing it so they don't feel sick. Very insidious products. I don't understand why people would take it. I really don't. All these years of don't just say no and DARE project and drugs this, drugs that, JJ's girlfriend mixing her purse up with Thelma's purse and all of this drug awareness, but they still got people hooked on opioids and heroin. It's like, you didn't know. You didn't know that was addictive. Where were you the last? You say, well, I'm only 18 years. Oh, yeah, but where were you the last 18 years? That's like common knowledge. It's like well known. It's like someone saying, I didn't know rattlesnakes were dangerous. Oh, really? So I don't get the whole mindset, right? The mindset. You say, well, I have a good job. I have a stable life. I have a mortgage. I think I'll get addicted to opioids and then wreck everything and not bathe and then wander around the parking lot. No, because people don't say that. They don't think that way. So it's got to be some kind of like demonic influence. You say, oh, no, not metaphysical. Now we go into metaphysical taste. No, not metaphysical today. But it's got to be because who says that? But I know a lot of people that's like this, hooked on that, hooked on that smack. And or whatever kind of opioid pill, you know. And I'm thinking, doesn't add up. Just doesn't make sense. But anyhow, deep char, wood, maybe peated barley. But honestly, if you got to work that hard to pick up peated barley, malt whiskey, well, I mean, what's the point? I mean, you say, oh no, oh yeah, that peat, I'm into that. I'm into the smoke. I'm down with the smokiness. I'm down with the smokiness. Okay, that's good. But why are you paying $65 so you can pick up a scintilla of smoke? And every now and then you say, oh, there it is. Oh, look, I picked it up. Why are you doing that? Like I said in the last video, buy Ardbeg 10. It's $44.99 at a store. I can go to that store right now and get a $44.99. Then you're going to get real smokiness. None of this, oh, let me work hard and I'm going to pick it up. No, it's going to be in your face. In your face, like Jack Sprat could eat no fat and his wife could eat no lean, but betwixt the two of them, they lick the platter clean. You see what I'm saying? Because I want those who get to know me to become admirers, all my enemies. Yeah, whoa. All right. Travis Tubb says, thumb up and clinking the mugs. E. Gordon says, demonic influence is exactly true. I think it's got to be that. Because it's like they become, they fall under this evil influence. They want to get their bodies covered with tattoos. Got all kind of nose piercings and ear piercings, like they're trying to satisfy Beelzebub or Asmodeus or Pazuzu. No, I really believe that. And then they get hooked on these chemicals. And then they become a human wretched rag doll, a walking rag doll. It's like a zombie. You say they don't have zombies. Well, they do, really, because these people are like the Walking Dead. You see, it's a bum rap. The demons say, oh, just do these things and you get all these good deals. They're like a televangelist, which is probably demonically influenced. Well, almost certain, but is obviously. They say, let's make a deal. You send me the money, and you're going to live in a mansion like me and drive a big car. Because you'll be blessed. Oh, yes, you'll be blessed. Well, you're not going to live in a big car. I mean, a big house. Yeah, you might live in a car. You're not going to live in a big house or drive a nice car like him. The reason he's driving the nice car and living in the big house because you send him the money, dummy. You still living in the mobile home. And he's running around on stage with blue jeans and his untucked shirt. And his tattoo and his earring. Talking about the Bible. I watch some of that sometimes, and I say they don't even know. These are the biggest frauds in the world. But it's like the like I was talking about, this whole demonic thing. So all you got to do is mutilate your body, put graffiti on your body, on your skin, take chemicals, and wander around the parking lot like you're mad, like you're crazy, like you got no soul, like you're a walking zombie. People say, you're judging. I'm not judging. I'm making an assessment. I'm making an assessment. It's like a beer review. I'm making an assessment. If I say, wow, this beer is really bitter, people don't say, you're judging. Well, it's bitter. What do you want me to say? It's not bitter because it's bitter. It's bitter. Now, if I see somebody that shoplifts all the time, I might call them a shoplifter. It's not judging. It's stating the obvious. Now, do I want those people to live that kind of soulless, skeletal life? No. My desire would that they would be upright people and live a wholesome life. But I don't control the world. I'm not the king of the world. I'm not the president. I should be the president. I would like to be the president. I should be the king of America. I would like to be the king of America. I would be a poet warrior in the classic sense, like the Lou Reed song. If I was the king of America, what would he say? If I was the poet warrior, I'd cure all sickness, help all the poor, equalize everything, bring freedom. If you question me, I'd burn your eyes out. I'd put you in prison if you dared deviate from any of my commands. That was the Poet Warrior song. Yes, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Don't you know that? All right. The Warrior King. That's the name of the song, The Warrior King. If I was the Warrior King. All right. I know this is to Henry McKenna. It is, clearly. Question now. Now for question and answer. Question. Is Henry McKenna better than Kings County? Answer. No, not really. It's probably not as good. It's a little bland, a little ho-hum, a little drab, a little ordinary. But for $9.49, we can deal with a lot of ordinaryisms. Very nice. Red beans and rice, they're very nice. Heat order twice. Now, how now, brown cow? Kings County, fuller flavor, bolder flavor, more exciting flavor, more interesting flavor, more everything flavor. Is it worth $65 relative to $9.49? That's a judgment you have to make. I wouldn't have made the judgment because I wouldn't have bought it. But my friend David gave it to me for Christmas, so it was not my problem. I gave him a very nice blended Scotch whiskey called James Buchanan's 18-year age. Oh, that's the third level up because you get the Buchanan's 12-year, the deluxe. Then you can get the James Buchanan Master. That's a little bit more expensive. Then you get the James Buchanan 18-year age. Now we're talking money. And if you really want to get to the top, you get the James Buchanan Red Cap, the Red Cap. But now you're talking about $149.99, $150. Is it worth it? I couldn't take because I never had it. I never had the 18-year age. Maybe my friend David will let me try it in my lifetime. Had the Master. I liked it. Was it better than the 12-year? I would have to do a blind taste test. All right. So I'm going to say power brings corporations. Well, people think, and people with the socialist mindset think that corporations prima facie, ipso facto, are evil. Corporations are not evil. Corporations are like a person. It's like a business entity, a human. It can operate in an evil manner, but by its own fiat, its own choice. Corporations are run by people. See, so. But people have this Marxist-Leninist mindset because they watch CBS News or whatever. But so they start to think incorrectly. Jeep and Foodie said, I agree that drug addiction has a strong connection to demonic influences. It has to be, because who in their right mind is going to say, boy, when I grow up, I want to be a drug addict and wander around the parking lot asking people if they want to buy these old shoes? You know, it's like nobody says that. Like, so somewhere along the way, they come under this control. I don't mean it's a full possession like in the Exorcist, you know, but it's a influence, and a very insidious and bad influence. Terrible, horrible, nightmarish. You say, what about alcoholism? People that drink too much. Well, that could have that influence too, but you see, it's a little different, because alcohol does have its place in civil society, in normal interaction between human beings. In other words, alcoholic beverages have a place, but they're dangerous. They're like fire. Fire is useful. You can cook with it, heat your home, like I did today. But it's dangerous. You can burn your house down with fire. You can burn yourself with fire. Alcohol has a place. It's enjoyable. It tastes good. It's a social lubricant. It's relaxes your nerves and so forth. Jesus turned water into wine at the wedding feast at Cana, his first known miracle, at least. But considering that it is alcoholic, it is dangerous like fire. So you have to have some sort of perspective on it, meaning that if you're going to do a hobby like mine, you want to have an ability to look at it with a sense of detachment. Like, you understand, like, okay, so here's these products and they have this various level of alcohol. I'm going to drink them, taste them, do the hobby, make the videos. People will talk, make comments. I'll respond, and we'll post stuff, and Alcohol Eggs talk about it. It's kind of fun. But then you can't get lost in it. You always have to have this compartmentalization. Like, you can look at it in a detached way and say, okay, so if you're not careful, then it can start to turn its head on you. And that has happened to me before, where you start to get kind of lost in the stream of it. Yes, of course, and some of the videos evidence that. But then I would say, cool it, you know. So you have to watch it. Now, do I know people that are stumbling, drug, debts, you know, falling down the stairs, no job, no life, living on the street, alcoholics? Oh, yes, I certainly do. It's a terrible situation. But nonetheless, it does not make all of it bad. You see, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater in this sense. You have to have some kind of ability. Now, some people don't. They just tell me. They'll say, I can't control it. So then I would say, then get out of it. Just get out. Give it up. As much as, just forget it. You know, you don't need it. You know, do cheese reviews. Do videos about cheese. Do videos about train sets. You know, do something positive. It doesn't have to be, it's not for everybody. Alcohol is not for everybody. It's been for me 26 years. I've enjoyed the project. But I decided this year, I think a real good sacrifice would be giving up the liquor for a Lent. Not liqueurs. You say, well, you're using sophistry. You're hedging your bets and whatnot. I'm not hedging my bets, because liqueurs are not considered liquor. That's why they call liqueurs, not liquor. And anyway, I only drink those, taste those on Friday nights. And if I gave up liqueurs, it wouldn't be a sacrifice, because I don't even ever want to drink liqueurs. You know what I'm saying? I don't say, oh, boy, I just can't wait to drink some Fireball. Can't wait to drink Dr. McGillicuddy's menthol. No, I don't. If I never drank another liqueur for the rest of my life, I wouldn't even start to miss it. I wouldn't care. But the liquor, beer, you know, whiskey, rum, brandy, tequila, mezcal, scotch, and so forth. Yeah, that is a sacrifice, because I'm so deep into the hobby. It's like I'll lay in bed at night thinking, now let's see what's coming up. got this scotch, and then I got this blended scotch. You know, so see, I'm thinking about it. And so then it's a sacrifice. So, okay. I'm gonna say that the Kings County won. First victory it had. Now that's pretty sad. It took all this time to win one victory. Yeah, so Kings County is a better bourbon than the McKenna, without a doubt. Doesn't make McKenna bad. McKenna's just kind of bland. So if you want a very mild, let's call it mild. If you want a very mild, kind of low profile bourbon, 80 proof, aged 4 years or more, that's cheap. You say, I don't like to pay a lot. It's $9.49 a bottle. Heck, buy it. It's fine. There's nothing off. There's nothing off about it. It doesn't taste bad. There's nothing nasty about it. There's no bad elements, not harsh or bitey or anything like that. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But it's not. It's no Kings County. Sorry. I'm giving up beer for Lent. Ouch. Oh boy, that'll be a challenge. That'd be a challenge. Could I do it? I could do it. And I could compensate by doing the taste challenges, you see. So it wouldn't be, but I don't know. I don't want to do it, but maybe next year, see, I'll pivot, flip it, and do that. So I was giving up those mini cigars for Lent for years, like these things here, Phillies. One a day. I only puff on one a day. But I said to myself, I don't even like these things anymore. I don't think I'm gonna buy them anymore. It's just something about it. I don't care for them. It's like I turned against them. I turned on them. I'm not gonna waste them. I got 80 left. But I said, how is it a sacrifice if you can't even stand to puff on them? So if you say, I'm just gonna get through it and not waste them, that's no kind of sacrifice. I started puffing on them things in 1994. So a sacrifice has to be giving up something you like. See, but you know that already. All right, so thanks for watching this video production. The winner, once again, Kings County. And then later on today, we have George Dickel Cascade Hollow. That's going to count for Wednesday. George Dickel Cascade Hollow. Nah. I think the Dickel from Tennessee, I think the Dickel's going to win. Even though it's only aged 3 years, I think it's going to win. But we'll see. But I'm putting my money on George Dickel. I don't know where y'all put y'all money, but George Dickel going to beat Kings County. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video production.